Good day everyone. Today we will discuss about slope of the line. But first we will define what is a line. So a line is a set of points forming a straight path on a plane. So the slant point between any 2 points on the line is always equal. A line on a Cartesian plane can be described a linear equation. So we have the form of the linear equation in the form of ax plus b equals 0 or ax plus b plus c equals 0. So this one is our Cartesian plane. Go back to our geometry lessons. So you have encountered already about the Cartesian plane, which is the value of y-axis, and then we have the x-axis. So we have quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. This one is a line, okay, forming a slant. We have line or this graph, formerly known as the linear equation or the line graph. So what is a linear equation? So it says that any equation that can be put into a form of ax plus by minus c equals 0, where a, b, and c are integers and a and b are not both 0, is called a linear equation in two variables. So the graph will form a straight line. So the form ax plus by minus c equals 0 is also called the standard form, integer coefficient on all one side equal to 0. So the equation of the line describes all of the points in the line. So the equation is the rule for any ordered pair on the line. So we have 3x plus 2y minus 8, x minus 7y plus 2 equals 0. So these two equations or two examples are example of linear equation, and then their graph will form a straight line. So here, if you're going to test the point of plugging x and value y, so it says that 4 and negative 2 is on the line of the equation, and then 5 and 1 is not on the line. So meaning the graph will not passes 5 and 1. And then 4 and 2 is not on the line because 5 and 1 is on the equation of x minus 7y plus 2 equals 0, or these two are the solutions, okay, for this equation. So what is the slope of the line? So we're going to discuss now about slope of the line. Describes the direction of the line. Where will be the line, or where the line will go? Okay, so that is the slope of the line, which is the direction of the line. So if x sub 1 is not equal to x sub 2, the slope of the line through the distinct points p sub 1 or point 1 is x1 and x or y1, because this one is 1 point and then the second is another point. Okay, so you are going to find two different points in the Cartesian plane or in the graph. So meaning the slope now is the rise and run, change in y and change in value of x. So this is now our equation. We have y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. That is how you will find now, that is how you will solve for the slope of the line. Just find the 2 points, and then after that, each point there is one ordered pair, right? So x sub 1 and y sub 1, and then the other one is point 2. We have the x sub 2 and y sub 2. So therefore, the change in y and then over the change in x, or the rise and then the run. Rise and run, right? Okay, let's see. So let's say what is, we have the slope of 3 and 6 of point 1 is negative 3 and 6. So negative 3 and 6 can be found in quadrant number 2. 5 and 2 can be found in, we have quadrant number 1, right? So therefore, that is point negative 3 and 6, and then we have 5 and 2. Now we will try to find what is the slope of the line. So we have the rise and then the run. And then here now, we can see that we have this point going to this point, or from this point going to this point. But it says that this one is our point 1 and this one is our point 2. So we can solve now as this point from here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the fall here, because this one is going down, which is the rise, okay, rise and then the run, okay, so meaning if it is negative, we're going to down, the value there is negative. Going this way, that is positive, right? Up is positive, going to left is negative. So let's try to solve what will be the slope of these 2 points. So therefore the rise is -4, right? We have going down by 4 and then run by 8, which is we have -1/2 the slope of the line. But if we are going to solve between the 2 points using we have equation. The equation is we have y sub 2, okay, minus y1 over x sub 2 minus x1. M is we have the variable, or the variable that we're going to use for the slope. We use the letter M to represent the slope, okay? Next. So therefore, we have now, okay, so it's a little bit down, okay, you can see that. So we have now -3x and 6 is x1 and y1, and 5 and 2 will be x sub 2 and y2. Using that one, so therefore we have y22 minus 6 and then 5 minus -3. So therefore we get -4/8, which means that is also -1/2. Okay, so with the use of the equation, you can have now the symbol for, we have the symbol for slope of the line. We get now M equals to -1/2. Let's try some examples. Okay, for example, find the slope between 5, 4 and 5 and 2. So we will get now y sub 1 minus y sub 2 over x sub 2 over x sub 1, or x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So we will get 2 minus 4 is -2. 5 minus 5 equals 0. Okay, what do you observe this equation? Remember that when the rational expression or fraction, the denominator is equal to 0, therefore that is undefined. So the slope now is undefined because it will go this way. We don't have the run, only this point. Okay, so if it is this way of line, okay, so it is the values of x are equal. Okay, the value of x are equal, therefore that one is undefined. Okay, so but if this one, you observe that the value of y now is equal. Okay, it's the same. So what we're gonna get here is we have 5 minus 4, -3 minus 5, we get 0/8. So what will be the slope of the line? The slope of the line now is equals to 0. Okay, so always remember that one. In solving equations, if the denominator is 0, undefined. If the numerator is 0, is equal to 0. So we have this slope, which is 0. So from this result, we can see that the slope of a vertical line is undefined and the slope of a horizontal line is 0. Okay, always remember that one. The red vertical is undefined and then horizontal is equals to 0. Now find the slope of the line 4x minus y equal to 8. How will we find now the slope of the line? First, find the 2 points. Okay, this one is the other way, so that we can find where is the 2, or where are the 2 points, okay, on the graph. So let x equals to 0 to find the x and y intercepts. So therefore we will have now, if x is 0, y is equals to -8. But if y is equals to 0, okay, so we have x is equals to positive 2. So here we have 0 and negative 8, and another one is 2 and 0. So therefore, we have 2 points over here. And then, so how will we solve that one? 0.1. Okay, so 0.1 and 0.2. So we will have now y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over, okay, over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And then we will get 4 for the, okay, for the slope of the line, which is equal to 4. Here is the easier way. Okay, so if you are going to find only the slope of the line, with the given equation is 4x minus y equals to 8, so you can have now solve for y. So equals now to move the other side, negative 4x, okay, plus 8. Okay, and then after that divide everything by a negative sign, because so that we will make the y value equal to a positive sign. So therefore, you will have now y is equals to 4x minus 8. The 4 here will be our slope, okay, and then the 8 will be the intercept. So therefore, we can have now the equation we call the slope-intercept form. Y is equals to mx plus b. M is the slope, and then we have the b is the y-intercept. So therefore, here we can conclude that we have the mx here, 4 is the value of the slope. Okay, so graph the line that goes through 1 and negative 3 with a slope of negative 3 over 4. So it says that it's from negative 3, or 1 and negative 3, I mean, and then with a slope of negative 3 and 4. So therefore, you will count negative 3 down, 4, and then positive 4. So therefore, it's going here. So we can have 4 here, 4, and then 3, 4, 3, 4, and 3. So therefore, we can create now the line goes this way. Okay? So that is how you will graph now, given the line, and then we have the slope of the line. Sign of the slope. So we have what are the sign of the slope. So we can see which have a positive slope. We have the positive slope will be the green and blue. And then the negative slope, we have the red, light, okay, this one is pink, right? Light blue, and then we have the white. So therefore, going from this side, that is the positive, and then here going to, we have quadrant, from quadrant number 2 to quadrant number 4 will give you a negative slope. Okay, so and then this one, remember that this one is undefined, and then this one is 0. Slope of a parallel lines. So how will we determine that the slope is parallel? So we can determine now two lines with the same slope are parallel lines. Okay, so if you are going to solve the 2 or the 4 different points, and then their slope is the same, so therefore that is a parallel lines. Two parallel lines have the same slope. Okay, so let's say this one. Are the two lines are parallel? So first line is negative 2 and 1 and 4 and 5, and then the other one will have 3 and 0 and 0 and negative 2. So you have to check now the slope of the line. So which is will give us 4 over 6 or 2/3, and then the other one will give us as well 2 over 3. So therefore the two given line is parallel line. Okay, next. Perpendicular, we have slopes. So here m sub 1, or the slope negative 3 over 4, and then we have 4 over 3. So therefore it will give you this way. This is the, because the negative is in this side, right? And then the positive is here. Are they perpendicular? Yes, they are perpendicular. So what can we say now about the two intersection of the two lines? So therefore, slope of the perpendicular lines are, if neither line is vertical, then the slope of a perpendicular line are negative reciprocal. And then lines with slope that are negative reciprocals are perpendicular. And then if the product of the slope of lines is -1, then the lines are perpendicular. When you're going to multiply the two, we have given slope, and then the answer will be -1, then that is also perpendicular line. Horizontal lines are perpendicular to vertical lines. Okay, so that is how you will know the slope of a perpendicular line. So right parallel, perpendicular, are neither for the pair of lines that passes through 5 and -9, 3 and 7, and 0 and 2, and 8 and +3. So let's check that one. So you have to check the slope of the line, right? So we have now, this one is 7 minus -9, which is 16 over -2 is -8, and then the other one will give you, we have 1 over 8. So what do you think is this line? Is it parallel? Is it perpendicular? Or neither for the parallel lines that passes through? Okay, so therefore, the answer will be, this one will give you -1. So the answer will be perpendicular line. Okay, so line 1 is perpendicular to line 2. So the equation of the line. So what will be the equation of the line? Objectives. So we have to write the equation of the line given its slope and points on the line. Write the equation of the line given 2 points of the line, and then write the equation of the line given its slope and y-intercept. So find the slope and y-intercept of a line given its equation. Write as well the equation of the line parallel or perpendicular to a given line through a given point. So slope-intercept, we have the point r, y is equals to mx plus b. Write the equation of the line given its slope and a point on the line. Okay? So write the equation of the line with the slope m equals 5 and y-intercept is equals to -3. What is the equation of the line? Y is equals to mx plus b. So therefore we can have now as y equals to 5x plus -3, or y is equals to, we have 5x minus 3. Or we can write that one in the form of 5x, you put the x there, -5x plus y equals to -3 as well. Okay, so either way. Okay, find the equation of the line through -2 and 7 with a slope of 3. So you have to write that one is y equals to mx plus b. Okay, we are going to find the equation, right? So we will try to find first what is b. Okay, so we have y and x is given here. So therefore you can have now as 7 equals to 3x plus b. And then we can solve now the x is -2 plus b. So therefore our b now is equals to 13. And then we can write again into y is equals to mx plus b in the form of y is equals to 3x plus 13. So that is how you will solve now for the equation of the line given the point and then the slope. Write an equation of the line through -1 and 2 and 5 and 7. So first thing you will do, you have to find the slope of the line. What will be the slope? First, calculate the slope. So therefore you will have now as 5 over 6. After finding the slope, you have to write now in the equation to y is equals to mx plus b, right? So we can have the slope, which is 5 over 6. And then choose from each point, any point, the value of x and y. Okay, so we have 2 for y, -1 for x, so that we can find the value of b. Therefore, we will have 17 over 6 for b. And then we can write now the equation y is equals to mx plus b. So we have 5 over 6x plus 17 over 6. So therefore, we can have this equation right now. Horizontal lines and vertical lines. So again, what is solving horizontal and vertical lines, right? So if a is a constant, the vertical line through a and b has equation x equals to a. Okay, so therefore a and b. And then if b is a constant, the horizontal line, so a through we have a and b has equation y is equals to b. Write an equation of the line through 8 and negative 2 if the slope is equals to 0. So we can write now as y equals negative 2, right? Because the slope is, we have 0. So you can have now, so you can have now here that slope of this line is equals to 0. So therefore this one is horizontal line. Remember that one, the horizontal line is equals to 0. So therefore you can find now we have y equals to negative 2. Okay. Find the slope and y-intercept of 2x minus 5y equals to 1. So in this case, we have the value of y. So you just equate the equation into y. So we have 2x minus 5y equals 1. And then we can have now move the value of 1 and then y, or move the value of x. Okay, so it depends which, either way it's okay. Therefore you have now y is equals to 2 over 5x minus 1 over 5. So therefore you can write as y equals to 2 over 5x minus 1 over 5, which means the slope is 2 over 5, and then the intercept is negative 1 over 5. Okay, last example. Write an equation for the line through 5 and 7 parallel to 2x minus 5y equals to 15. How will we solve for this one? So therefore, we have 2x minus 5y equals 15, and then you have to exchange, right, to solve for the value of y. Therefore, you will have now y is equals to negative, or y is equals to 2x, 2 over 5x minus 3. Then after that one, you can find the slope now as 2 over 5. So we know the slope and we know a point, right? So therefore we can have now y is equals to mx plus b, which is this point. So using the 2 points here, possible points. So the b there equals to, we have 5. Okay? So y is equals to 2 over 5 x plus 5. So are the equation now. So it says that write an equation for the line through 5 and 7. So the equation now is equals to y equal to 2 over 5 x plus 5. Okay, so first thing we do is find the slope, and after that write the intercept there using the 2 points so that we can write in this equation. So let's see. So 2x minus 5y, or 2x minus 5y equals 15. Y is equals to 2 over 5x minus 3. So this one is the point, and then that one. So therefore, this one is 2x minus 5y equals 15. So are they parallel for these 2 points? So therefore, the 2 points are parallel. Okay? So given that the equation is this one. The slope of a perpendicular. So go back how you will solve for the perpendicular line. The perpendicular line is, so the perpendicular line is, when you are going to multiply the 2, we have slope, it will give you negative 1. Okay, the slope of perpendicular line is the negative reciprocal of m. So this one is just only definitions, right? We already defined that one. Okay, so let's just skip that. So this one, write an equation for the line through, we have negative 8 and 3 perpendicular to 2x minus 3y equals to 10. So first thing you will do, find we have slope, so therefore you will have now as equals to, the slope here is equals to 2 over 3. Okay, so we find that the slope now is 2 over 3 using the equation y is equals to mx plus b. Okay, so always remember that one. Next, if we find already the first slope is 2 over 3. So therefore, the reciprocal of that one is perpendicular to the other line. So therefore, we can find out that the other slope is negative 3 over 2. And then the point there is negative 8 and 3. Let's try to solve for that. So let's see. So therefore, we can find now 3 and negative 8. Okay, so in the form of y is equals to mx plus b. Okay. And then the b is equals to negative 9. And then we can have now the other equation is y is equals to negative 3 over 2x minus 9. And then the other equation is here, right? Y is equals to 2x, 2 over 3x, okay, minus 10 over 3. So let's try to write that equation. So we have two equations, right? And then when you're going to plot the graph now, it will form perpendicular line. That is how you will know if the two we have points are perpendicular. Okay, so if you have questions and clarifications, don't hesitate to comment or just send an email. Thank you so much and God bless.